I tell people what I do and they're just like, what? Like, that's like a real thing that you support your family doing, and it really is. I think that anybody can be successful if they do what they're passionate about. I'm Jen Hadfield, and Tater, Tots, and Jello is my blog, and I started blogging about 11 years ago, and the reason I did was my husband at the time traveled a lot, and I had moved to Utah and I was kind of lonely. So my sister was like, why don't you start a blog? And so I did. I've always been creative, and I was an art major, and I started putting my projects on the blog, and then it kind of like took off from there. I think that blogs and social media make life look perfect, and it's not. So in my life, I went through a divorce like live. I didn't want to talk about it, but people were noticing that I wasn't like sharing my husband at the time, and I wasn't sharing the home that we were in, and so I had to talk about that. And at the time it was really hard, but like I feel like you have to be real. Things don't go as planned in your life, and so I do try to share like the more beautiful things about my life, but I think people love it when somebody that they've been following is real and like shares something personal. I was able to support my kids and myself through blogging. It's amazing. I was kind of having like a little identity crisis over Christmas. I would see like all of these bloggers that have like these giant homes, and they not only have like a gorgeous tree, but it's like a 20-foot king of Christmas tree, and then not just one tree, but then there's 2 trees and a mantle that's like 20 feet wide, and you know. And I was talking to my friend, and I was like, I don't even want to like show my little project, and she was like, just be true to yourself. That's not who you are. Like, you love color. Like, you need to just stick to what you love, and like your people that follow you, that's what they love about you. So I did in my little tree next to the fireplace, and then I did the mantle with like all these paper banners, and it got like a great reception. People loved it, and I got contacted by a magazine to have it in their next year's issue. So everyone compares themselves, but just know who you are and just be true to who you are. This is like the creative place in my life. It's like its own little crafting room inside of my office. It fits my life perfectly because this office is supposed to be a formal living room, and it's right in the front of my house. Like, if I'm working on a project and it's a disaster, people will see it as soon as they come into the house. So to have this DreamBox is like my favorite thing. Every single inch of the DreamBox has been thought out, like amazing. When I first got the DreamBox and I saw all of the bins, I was like, look at how many bins there are. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to fill this up. But I actually ended up filling the whole thing up. My kids are like, oh, now we can find tape. Like, you know, before I was like, where's the tape? I don't know. It has space here so I can keep my sewing machine, because I do a lot of sewing machine crafts. I can get my craft cutter out really easily. I can just close it all off, and then I can have just my office. But then if I want to get creative, I open it up, and it's like a magical box. I have a place for all of my things, and it's nice and tidy and clean, and it's cute. It's like I added the wallpaper so it looks nice, and the little bins is just the perfect place for me to craft.